I know it's still pretty early, but you've got at least your hands on Kenny Golladay a little bit here this spring. What do you envision him bringing to your offense?
Look, like all of our players are trying just right now to get these guys in playing shape, get them caught up on our schemes and systems. Like every team, we've made adjustments in the offseason to try and go ahead and play to our strengths. When you add new players to your roster through free agency or the draft, you're going to try to build different things in that fit to their strengths. Obviously there's going to be an element of what he did so well in Detroit that we'll try to incorporate and let him play to his strengths. And then we're trying to find things that maybe fit us that, he hasn't done in the past. We have to make sure they fit him as we go. So right now it's all about football movement, Jordan, about getting these guys in shape and train their bodies. That's really the most important thing at this time for us as a team. And then it's the understanding the systems and the schemes. In terms of all of our players, look, I expect a high level of performance from every player and every coach in this organization. That's what we all get paid for. That's what we work every day for.
Well, what is it that you saw that he did so well in Detroit that you can kind of incorporate here?
Yeah, I think everyone kind of saw on tape, and this guy's been a physical player for years. He's made a lot of tough catches. He's made a lot of big plays with the ball in his hand running. He brings an element of physical toughness. That's something we saw on tape, and we plan on building into his strengths whatever we can do with our offense.
Brock.
Joe, what's Nate Solder been like having him back, and how's he been looking?
Did you say Nate? I lost you for a second there, Tom.
Yes, Nate Solder.
Yeah, Nate's been working hard for us now. I mean, he took some time, really get his body back going. Obviously, with some time away from the game, it takes some time to, reacclimate, get back in playing shape. He's been doing a good job being in the building, working hard on the field. He's been great with the guys. He's obviously an older guy, brings a lot of experience. He's been a good voice in the room as the entire offensive line's had great communication with Rob, Ben, Pat, Freddie, and all those guys working together. I've been very pleased at how that entire unit, players and coach, have been working and the progress they're building towards right now.
Are you a believer? Are you a believer that a player like a veteran player like Nate, with a year off to sort of get his body right, can be a benefit rather than maybe a younger player missing all that time would be a detriment?
I think it depends on the situation, depends on the player, Tom. I don't think you can go ahead and make a blanket statement on any one vet or one young player. To me, everyone's on equal playing ground right now. The best players will play. We're going to let training camp sort out the competition. Right now, we're just focused on getting these guys moving back in the football movements. Everybody's had a length of time off. Every one of our players had approximately 5 months off before they came back. Obviously, Nate didn't play last year, so he had a little bit more extended time. But in terms of everybody, no one's played football in a long time now. We got to get everyone back going.
Chris.
Coach, I know it's early, OTAs, no pads and all that, but can you talk about some of the things you've seen from your rookie group?
I'm really pleased with the way they work. I think with rookies, what you see a lot of times is you see a level of improvement week by week, more so than the vets because they're so young. It's kind of like watching a bunch of pups grow up. They come in, it's drinking from a fire hose in rookie mini camp. In terms of just getting on the same page, you got to remember these guys walk down the hallways. They're just trying to remember everyone's face and names. So when you start plugging it all together and moving fast going forward, these guys, it slows down for them every week. The schemes, the systems, the terminology, you start seeing their bodies get in better shape. I think the one thing with all the rookies right now, and talking to a bunch of other teams, they're seeing the same thing, is when you get these guys from the draft into rookie minicamp, they've been so far removed from football training. It's that combine training, it's that personal trainer, kind of let's go at your own pace. You have to get back into team football where you're moving at a higher intensity with a higher volume, and you're moving in more team drills. So that football movement we talk about right there, that's very important. In terms of the rookies, they've got to really get their legs back under them. But we're seeing a lot of improvement every day from these guys, and it's stacked week after week so far. I'm pleased with the attention to detail they're giving for us. I'm pleased with the way they're working the rookie development program, and I'm excited to get these guys when the pads finally come on and really see them go full speed.
We'll take three more. Schwartz, Cannon, and Lombardo. Schwartz.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Paul.
Evan Engram gets beat up quite a bit by a portion of the fan base, frustrated with drops and things like that. When you're dealing with Evan, do you have to, with every player, there's a physical and there's a mental. Do you kind of have to pump him up, gauge his confidence, things like that, when a guy like Evan, who's obviously talented but has had some ups and downs in his career?
No, look, confidence comes from practice execution. And I'm telling you, when you watch us practice and you watch number 88 on the field, no one empties a tank like this guy. I mean, this guy goes hard every day. We've got to tell him to tone it down more than pick up his pace based on what kind of phrase of, practice, or if it's walk through, jog through, Pro Bowl pace, whatever we have at that time of year. Evan's always a guy that makes you say, hey, Evan, tone it down a little bit. guy works on the details. He takes coaching very well. He's mentally tough. He's a physically tough dude. He takes care of his body. Great to stay on the field. And I think the dependability factor for teammates, Paul, is when they know you're working your hardest every day, you're doing everything you can to help the team, all right, then you know you've put everything into it. And when something falls short on the field from any player, okay, they can trust the guys putting the work in the preparation. At that point, we have to help the guy improve. But I'm very pleased with the way he works. He's a fun guy having a program. He's great in the locker room. He's a leader on our team. He's a very productive player for us. All right, I enjoy coaching him every single day.
Thank you.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Tom.
Good. You can't watch TV these days without seeing somebody say, go get vaccinated, without citing the HIPAA rules. Do you envision by the start of the season, most of your team will be vaccinated?
Tom, I honestly couldn't give you an answer to that. And to be completely honest with you, when it comes to anything dealing with medical protocols, vaccinations, I'm not a medical professional. I let our training staff and doctors talk to the team in regards to that. I let them deal with those issues right there. Everyone has a choice to make, players. So that's their decision. I'm not getting involved in that. I let them deal directly with the medical professionals. I don't have enough expertise in that area, Tom, to give someone direction one way or another.
Did you get vaccinated?
The answer is yes, I did get vaccinated. Yeah. That's not I want to make something clear. That's not any kind of statement, all right, one way or another. That's pure and simple. We were asked to get vaccinated by the league to be able to be part of, the draft rooms, be able to be part of coming in our building and working. That's something that, for myself, I thought was important to do. So that's where I'm going at that point.
Last one here, Lombardo.
Hey, Joe. How's it going, man?
Good. What's going on, Matt?
Good. Hey, Daniel has been back in the building and back on the field now a couple weeks during OTAs. What have been some areas where you've seen him kind of improve, and how much have you seen things kind of slow down for him now that it's his second year in the system?
Well, I think his overall understanding and command is really becoming, where we want it to be. And you saw that last year as he grew within it. He didn't have the opportunity last year to have a spring, to have a true training camp to go out there, going with the same terminology, all right, the same language this year. That slows it down a little bit for any player. Excuse me. In terms of being in the huddle, his command's always really been great. I think the biggest thing right now for any quarterback, including Daniel, is just getting on the same page with all the players and getting the timing down. This time of year really for those guys are crucial, just to be able to go out there and throw routes and get some timing and get a feel, because everybody's a little bit different. For all of our quarterbacks, they have to get a feel for the specific guy they're throwing specific routes to and what that route may look different with certain guys, what they do at the top of the route, how their release may change, where they can put the ball as a quarterback, where the player can expect the ball. So they've got to get a feel for each other. And that just takes reps and time. And I'm proud of those guys being out here working hard every day and putting that time in.